I already can't wait to get into next season, especially with fans returning to stadiums, but that got me thinking, which championship clubs are going to be charging their fans the most for tickets next season? Let's find out. Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. What I've gone ahead and done today is compiled all the season ticket prices that have been released so far by championship clubs, and we're going to be going from the cheapest to the most expensive heading into next season. And trust me, there's quite a gap in the championship. Now, as of recording, there are currently 3 championship clubs who are yet to release their season ticket details heading into next season. Those 3 clubs are Blackburn Rovers, Derby County and West Brom, so those 3 won't be involved in today's video. I thought this would be an interesting video nonetheless. If you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. If we get it 300 likes, that would be massively appreciated. Now, obviously, different clubs have got different sort of schemes and that sort of thing, and discounts could be applied to some of these prices that we're going to talk about today for sort of loyalty bonuses and things like that. For the sake of this video, we're going to be disregarding the majority of bonuses that could be applied to these prices and going for the sort of standard price. The only ones that I've sort of taken into consideration here are the sort of early bird tickets, where you get a little bit cheaper of a discount if you buy your season ticket earlier. But without any further ado, let's hop into this one. So we're going to be going from cheapest to most expensive. Starting out with the cheapest championship season tickets heading into next season. That award goes to QPR, where you can get yourself an adult season ticket for as cheap as £225. Now, I can't lie, there seems to be a real good feel-good factor about QPR at this point in time, especially compared to recent years when there's been quite a lot of turmoil going on behind the scenes. The reduced prices that QPR have gone with this season have obviously had the effect on bumping up attendances going into next season, because season ticket sales at QPR I think are at a record high since the 10/11 season. QPR are getting a hell of a lot right at the moment, both on and off the pitch. They've been one of the championship clubs who's been quite active already in the transfer market. They ended last season in absolutely fantastic form, seemed to really click after January, and could even be a potential bit of a dark horse for the top 6 going into next season. The fans are going to be right behind them, and with those ticket prices you can understand to see why. Although there could be a chance that you're sat with this sort of view if you do go for one of those season tickets at QPR. Next up, and as the second cheapest in the championship, we have Swansea City coming in at £249. Now, there were 3 clubs who are all charging that as the lowest price heading into next season, so the way that I've separated them all is I've then gone off the cheapest, highest price ticket for Swansea going into next season. Swansea fans are getting really good value, and this works out the lowest price there at £249 over a season at around about £10.80 per match. Considering where Swansea have been in the championship over the last couple of seasons, battling it up in the top half, being in the playoffs, they got so close to promotion in this season gone by. That's really good value. Next up then, and also charging £249 as the cheapest price for a season ticket next season, that award goes to Huddersfield. Now, Huddersfield I think have the understanding of how important fans can actually be. I thought that the way they handled sort of reducing ticket prices and getting sort of like a full stadium on board, especially during that promotion year they had up to the Premier League, that was the thing that really carried them over the edge in the end. I remember going to Huddersfield away towards the tail end of that season as a Preston fan, and the stadium was absolutely packed. It was absolutely bouncing. And club owners need to understand that that can make absolutely all the difference. And when you're charging like the extortionate prices that we'll get into in the second half of the video, it really can affect crowds and attendances and stuff like that. But Huddersfield are getting it right at the moment. Then next up to the last club who is also charging £249 as the cheapest season tickets going into next season. That goes to Cardiff. Now, I think that any championship club who's charging around about that 200, that mid 200 mark for a season ticket, I think he's getting really good value here. Like I said before, it works out to around about £10.80 per match, which I think for championship football is pretty good going. Next up, we then head to Birmingham, who will be charging anywhere from £265 to £505 for their adult season tickets heading into next season. I decided to do this video based on adult season ticket prices, as the age categories below that sort of differ per club, and the adult season tickets are the constant that every championship club goes with. But this works out to be around about £11.50 per match, which also isn't too bad going. Birmingham are another one of those clubs in the championship who have the potential to be selling out their stadium week in, week out, and like we said before, that can make absolutely all the difference. Coming in next, we then have Stoke City, whose season tickets next season will cost anywhere from £294 to £539. Now, their cheapest season ticket prices work out at around about £12.78 per match. And once again, anything in this sort of price bracket compared to some of the other Championship clubs who we'll get to later on in the video, I still think it's pretty reasonable. You know, anything under that 300 mark especially, I think you're getting really good value. Next up then we have Coventry, where a season ticket at the Ricoh Arena next season will cost you £299 upwards to £375. Now, for Coventry, absolutely brilliant that they're going to be moving back into the Ricoh next season. Obviously, they've had these few seasons now playing at St Andrews, but it just wasn't quite the same. To be able to have your own sort of place back will make the absolute world of difference, and season ticket sales, I'm led to believe, have already been very positive from Coventry. I think they've already sold around about 9,000 last time I checked. A season ticket at Reading would also cost you £299. That cheapest ticket price would work out to £13 a match, which once again, pretty decent value. I might do a bit of a video once the season kicks off comparing how many season tickets every Championship club has gone ahead and sold, and we'll sort of line it up to see if it correlates in any way to the prices that clubs are charging. And Blackpool's cheapest season tickets also come in at £299 heading into next season, which works out at £13 a match. However, there's a pretty big gap, to be honest with you, compared to the cheapest to most expensive season ticket at Blackpool, with the most expensive adult season ticket at Blackpool putting you back £649. For that sort of money, I'd be expecting to watch the football on a golden throne or something like that, but yeah, £299's not bad, is it? After that though, we start to head up in prices pretty dramatically. The other ones that we've discussed so far have sort of all been a bit of a gradual increase, but now we're really starting to hike up the price. So Barnsley is the next club, coming in at £350 as their cheapest season tickets heading into next season. That costs you around about £15.21 per match, and this is the area where we start to get into where things are going to get a little bit expensive. You know, Barnsley fans will be looking at this and thinking Huddersfield fans are going to get their season tickets £100 cheaper next season than they do. After that, we then have Bristol City with their cheapest adult season tickets coming in at £355 for the season. That works out to be around about £15.43 per match. And then their most expensive season tickets will be £636, which is absolutely crazy. That works out to be a whopping £27.65 that you'd be paying per match if you were to go with that premium season ticket at Bristol City. Next up, we then head to Sheffield United and to the first of the newly relegated clubs. Obviously, West Brom on one side, who's yet to still release their ticket information for next season, but Sheffield United's season tickets will be coming in at £357 as the cheapest ones going into next season. That works out to be around about £15.50 per match. After that, we then head to Hull City, who are a little bit awkward for this video, to be honest with you, because they don't technically, at least to my knowledge, actually sell season tickets. They instead do a membership scheme where you pay a monthly fee that goes towards, I suppose, what your fee would be towards your season ticket. Anyway, regardless of that, if you were to have a membership at Hull City over a full calendar year, then it will cost you £360 over that full year. So that's sort of the way that I've calculated this price, but yeah, it's a bit of a funny one nonetheless. Next up then, we then head to Nottingham Forest, where an adult season ticket will cost you £365 upwards to £525. Now, I can't lie, I absolutely love the away trip to the City ground, but it's fair to say that Forest fans are certainly paying a pretty penny to be there themselves. Over the course of a season, that cheapest season ticket price works out to be around about £15.86 per match. Next up, we then head to Millwall, where an adult season ticket will cost you anywhere upwards of £385, which works out to be around about £16.70 per match. Now, if you watch my video I did a few months ago now, I think actually, where we compared Championship clubs' home records with and without fans in stadiums, Millwall fans were definitely one group of supporters who certainly had an influence on their team's results, so I'm sure that they'll be desperate to get back in next season. The further along in this video we go though, the more expensive things are starting to get. Next up, we then have Peterborough, where their cheapest adult season tickets will set you back £399 next season, obviously. Newly promoted back up to the Championship at a match day cost that works out to be £17.34 per match, which will of course still be cheaper than buying a match day ticket every time round, but when you compare it to some of those other clubs at the start of the video, you start to realise just how pricey these clubs are getting. And we are now heading into the top 5. A season ticket at Fulham will also set you back £399. However, they also have the most expensive season tickets possible in the Championship as well, with their most expensive price going into next season coming in at a whopping £809 for a Championship season ticket. That works out as a whopping £35 £25 you're paying per match now for that pricey season ticket at Fulham. But like I say, the cheapest one is coming in at £3.99. Now obviously Fulham recently have been redeveloping their stadium. Very much looking forward to seeing what that's looking like once it is completed. Coming up next, we then have Luton Town coming in 4th on today's list for the most expensive Championship season tickets heading into next season. It's going to cost you £400 to secure a season ticket at Luton, and that's with the early bird discount as well, which I think is already gone by now. If you're a new applicant who's wanting to get a season ticket at Luton, that's going to cost you £500 for a season ticket next season. That price at £500 will work out to be just under £22 a match, which is pretty pricey. Next up, and coming in as the 3rd most expensive season tickets going into next season, it's my club, Preston, and I'm really disappointed at our club for how we've sort of handled season tickets over these last few years. Actually, it's been always quite a contentious issue within the North End fan base. You know, how do we get more people onto Deepdale and stuff like that? And with probably quite a lot of the stuff off the pitch, to be honest with you, the club's not been great and as probably proactive as it could have been in terms of trying to get new faces into Deepdale since we've been back up in the Championship. In the 1920 season, I think our average attendance was around about 13,500, which means on every given match day there's around about 10,000 empty seats. And unless it is a massive match, it doesn't do great for atmosphere and that sort of thing, you know. I've been a season ticket there with my dad now for probably going on like 10 years or something like that, but I can't help but feel like the club's missed quite a few opportunities to get more people invested in the local club. And when you compare those prices compared to some of the other ones at the start of the video, considering that we've been just a middle of the road Championship club pretty much since we've been back up in the Championship, you can't help but feel like we're getting a bit of a rough deal there. Next up then to the 2nd most expensive Championship season tickets going into next season, and that goes to Middlesbrough, whose cheapest adult season ticket is available for £420. Over the course of a season, that works out to be £18.26 you're paying per match for a season ticket there. And like I was mentioning with Preston before, compared to some of the other clubs who we mentioned earlier on in the video, you can't help but feel Borough fans are getting a bit of a rough end of a deal here. And they are topped by one club only, coming in with the most expensive Championship season ticket next season. That goes to Bournemouth, with their cheapest tickets coming in at a whopping £550 for the cheapest tickets that are available there next season. That works out at an average of £23.90 per match for a season ticket, and then their most expensive price lands at a whopping £760 for a season ticket. Now, what we established before was that Fulham have the most expensive top end season ticket, but Bournemouth have the most expensive, cheapest available season ticket, if that makes sense. Obviously, it's not a huge stadium and tickets will be in large demand. That will of course drive the price up, but even so, paying £550 over a season to be watching Championship football, that's some serious money. But guys, there we have it. There was every Championship club and their season ticket prices, at least those who have released them so far. So the cheapest place you can get yourself an adult season ticket next season is QPR. The most expensive place to get into next season will be Bournemouth. And the most expensive premium season ticket that you can possibly buy is available at Fulham. If you did go on to enjoy today's video, guys, make sure to leave a like. Let me know down below if you will be getting a season ticket heading into next season. Well, apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.